Okay, you guys, I'm going to make some whole wheat bread if you want to follow me along and try this recipe. This is my first time trying it, so you're going to want 2 tablespoons of yeast and 2 teaspoons of sugar. One, 2. And then you're going to want 1 3/4 cup of hot, I do hot water because, I don't know, I find it don't rise if I don't. But you know what? 3 1/4 cup of warm water. I make mine a little hotter than usual. Seems to be the only way it works. So there's 1. And here's 3/4 cup. Just going to mix that up, and I'm going to let that sit for 10 minutes. It's the only way I know my yeast is rising. Okay? So we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. I buy the yeast from Costco, and I've had this over a year, and it's like under $5. Over a year I've had this yeast. I keep it in the freezer. Okay, now you're going to add, that's how you want your yeast. See how that's puffed up like that? That means it's good to go. If it's not like that, then you're going to have to start over again and try again. You're going to want 1/3 cup of honey. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, baby. Okay. 1/3 cup of oil, olive oil, but you could use vegetable oil or canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want. It doesn't have to be vegetable oil. Or it doesn't have to be olive oil, I mean. Then you're going to put 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now this can be maple syrup or molasses. Okay? So we're going to mix that up. Okay, mix that up. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt. And then over here I have 7 cups of wheat flour. And I'm going to add 1 cup at a time until it sticks together. And then you can mix this if you don't have, if you don't have a mixer, you can use a wooden spoon. And when it gets hard to mix with the wooden spoon, you can use your hands. Okay? So I'm going to go add 1 cup at a time until I have what I think is the right amount. Okay, so I added 6 cups, 1 at a time. And now I'm going to knead this for about a couple minutes until it all comes together off the side of the bowl. Now you can knead this by hand, you guys, if you don't have this mixer with the bread hook. You can knead it by hand for 8 minutes on a, you know, just on a cutting board. Okay, that looks good. It all came away from the bowl into one pile. Okay, so next we are going to make this like into a ball. And it says to put it, grease a bowl and put it in like a ball. But we are going to save the dishwasher trouble. We're just going to grease this bowl here and keep it in the same bowl. And then the dishwasher will be much more happier. Okay? Okay. So we're going to make sure it's not sticking to the bowl and it's in a nice ball. And we're going to put a towel on here. We're going to let it rise in a nice warm spot for 1 hour. Okay? Okay, let me get my towel here. And we will let it rise for 1 hour. Okay, our bread was rising. It didn't rise very much, but I don't know. It didn't rise. Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. So now we're going to take it out of here and put it on the cutting board. Okay, I am going to use my big pan. It's really big, but you can use 2 small ones and cut it in half. And you're just going to roll this into like a loaf on your board. Just shape it into a bread loaf. But if you were using smaller pans, like I said, you would probably want to cut this in half. But I'm using the one big loaf, so I should be okay. And then we're going to get this in our bread pan. After we make a nice loaf of it, stick it in there. Yeah, this is good enough for one big loaf. Okay. Let's get it in your pan. Okay. Then you're going to put some saran wrap on top. And cover it not real tight, just loosely. And you're going to put a wet towel on top of that. I think I was supposed to use a wet towel for the other rise too, so I'm going to wet my towel. Yeah, wet your towel for the first rise too. I wasn't paying attention, okay? Okay, so just cover that up, put it in a nice warm spot. We're going to let that go for 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so I let it rise 15 minutes. Now I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to go 32 because my oven cooks a little fast, and I'll let you know how long I go for. Okay, you guys, there it is. Now we're going to let this rest here for 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to put it on a rack to cool. And then we're going to try it. Okay, we're going to let it rest there on the rack for another 15 minutes before we try it, okay? Okay, let's taste it. Very It's a little more dense than white bread. I would say very good. Very good. It'll hold up more than white bread. I say it's a winner. Give it a try, you guys. Give it a try.